Hi, I'm Manny Marvelous, and that was the car I was going to buy before the Saab. How do you unlock it? Oh, got it.
That one.
1998 BMW E39 540i, the official car of... Yeah, I'm really tired of just driving Hondas around. So in my last video, we had my 2003 non-stock Saab 9.5 that has the same turning radius as this car. And fittingly, in this video, I'm in the car that I was going to buy right before I bought the Saab. After driving this thing for about an hour today, I've realized I didn't make a mistake in not buying this, but I in no way would have regretted buying one of these. However, the story goes like this. I was 6 years old and I lived in a little place called Woonsocket, Rhode Island. It's something like hell on earth. Police.
Don't worry, it's legal.
I know. I honestly am pretty good with my mouth. I'm gonna let the audience figure out what I mean by that. Woonsocket, Rhode Island is the kind of place that you want to conceal carry or concealed carry. I was perusing Craigslist when I was about 22 years old, and I had some money saved aside from selling my old DB1 Integra, which I also happened to buy off of the owner of this car that I'm in right now. That Integra served me well, but it was time for it to go, and I was on the market for a newer, faster, nicer car. E39 540i. So the reason I went with E39 540i is because it had a lot of things that I was looking for. It had more power, literally twice as much as the Honda, a 6-speed manual, it had a V8, it was still naturally aspirated, so it had a good engine sound. It was a sedan, and it was European.
It'll settle down.
Does it do that sometimes?
Once in a great blue moon, yeah.
Do you think it's a coil thing, or?
No, it's just whatever.
I wanted to expand my horizons. The reason I didn't buy the E39 540i at the time, I found a red one on Craigslist for about $2,800. It had about 100,000 miles on it, so I was thinking, that's not a bad idea. However, this red car had blacked out windows, blacked out taillights, blacked out wheels, and it was in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. And the moment I saw that, I said, hell no. That same day I got a phone call from an old family friend that had an old, I think it's a BMW or a Mercedes. You should come look at it. I don't know what it is. The guy was old, and I showed up to his house. Of course it was the Saab. And you know how the end of that story goes. Woo! Happily ever after. So the type of people that own this car are usually sophisticated, educated, cultured. However,
yeah,
the other half of the people,
mostly morons.
These people are what you would consider extremely artistic in a way that is non-consumable by literally anyone. This car, however, I would say that it is the type of car to spoil you, but it is exactly what you would expect. This is what people think BMW is like. That car that you have in your imagination, those of you that have a positive outlook on what a BMW should be like, this is the car that you are imagining. If you close your eyes and just feel it, it feels like this. Especially if you're the passenger. Because I've ridden and driven this car now, and they feel like two different cars. Driving it feels like a small sport yacht. It has perfect power that's very predictable, and you can place this wherever you want it, but it doesn't sacrifice its comfort. What do you think? Does this feel different when you're riding in it rather than when you're driving?
A joy to do both.
It's so comfortable.
Yeah.
The exterior mods on this car might be some sporty things like M5 retrofitted headlights and the Blackline trim. But the interior has one very specific and wonderful mod. As you can see behind me on these nice plushy leather seats. This is the sport model of the 540i, so it's arguably a high trim, but it's not the comfort trim. However, I'm sitting in the comfort seats from the comfort model. So whichever old fart owned this was probably the coolest grandpa in the world and put comfort seats in their sporty BMW.
Oh, and at some point we have to get the 1998 sat nav up.
Look at all 18 of those pixels. At the interior, I give, oh wait, never mind, it has a heated steering wheel, so an 8.7 out of 10 on the interior relative to the year. And I'm basing it not on the physical the maintained interior, I'm basing it on like the design of the interior. Because to review a type of car rather than an individual car would be like making a sales pitch versus writing an article. I'd also like to note that this car does have 182,000 miles on it, and you cannot tell. It drives like any other 80,000 mile car that is well maintained. Like, you can feel the age on this, but you can't feel the years on it. And what I mean by that is, you ever meet someone or see someone in a gym that definitely looks like they're very fit, but you can tell that they're older? That's this car. All right, we're doing 90. And now we're doing 100. 80 miles per hour, and we're at 2,500 RPM. So this is classified as a mid to full-size executive vehicle, and it has, what do you call that steering again?
Recirculating ball. Recirculating.
The recirculating ball bag steering. Recirculating ball steering is what this has. It's not rack and pinion steering, it's very different, and it feels different in the hand. It does feel a little bit heavier, but not in the sense of you need to muscle it. It's still very capable, but it's very linear. It's not like mechanical power steering of the rack and pinion type. It's where you turn the wheel a little bit and then it's a progressive difference with a ratio. This feels very linear, like turn the wheel 5 degrees or turn the wheel 15 degrees, it feels the same. Imagine if you were driving your lawnmower that doesn't have any power steering, but it actually feels super nice to turn it. That's what it feels like. There is a little bit of lag in it, but that'll come with the age and the technology that was, you know.
So what you're saying is that it feels like driving a lawnmower.
Very good.
Yes,
yeah, the brakes are very good in this car.
And it has very large rotors in the front, if you didn't notice.
I also noticed that it has decent sized rotors in the rear too.
Yeah.
We just went over some road cancer, which is what we have a lot of in New England. I didn't feel a thing.
Yeah.
Our voices
weren't like this.
Car does feel very planted though, because of the suspension that was very well designed from the factory. The suspension and the wheel setup is 16s by 7 due to the recirculating ball bag steering of the BMW 540i and the brilliant road feel. It just, you feel it through your hands, but it's not offensive to you. Oh, this is better than the Saab on this. Okay, body roll in this car does not cut my confidence because it's the type of body roll that squats into the turn and not out of the turn. This body rolls to a point, stops there, and it just grips on, but not for dear life. It grips on in a very confident and sure fashion. It's more of, as a matter of fact, I'm taking this corner at 60 even though it's 30.
It's more of a, let me help you with that.
This thing has a great exhaust note. What can I say? Crossplane V8. You just can't get over it. In fact, here's a couple clips of it.
Oh yeah. That was a good shift.
Thanks. I want to add, for everyone that doesn't know, I've driven a lot of BMWs before. This is the first one I've driven that I have no real gripes to say. Like, the thing that I don't like the most has nothing to do with the driving of this car. It has to do with me closing the doors of them. Not Swedish steel, but just as nice. However, they're a little bit easier to close than the Saab, so I've accidentally smashed them a couple times today, like Type 2 owners. Yeah, there's two types of people that own this car. You're either an enthusiast,
or a moron.
So don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below what you think the next video is going to be, because I don't even know yet. We're gonna find out on how much people like this. And thank you for joining me here on, well, my main channel of Manny Marvelous. If you're into other things, I did just open up new channels. One of them is called Marvelous MTG. If you know what that means, then it is for you. If you don't know what that means, don't even worry about it, because it has nothing to do with what your hobbies are. a Marvelous Music channel, self-explanatory, and Marvelous Mysticism if you're into astrology and stuff like that, because I am from Greece and I do know about that kind of stuff. It's so nice to just drive this normally too, though. It's very strange for me to find a German car that I don't have any gripes with. What really makes this special is that whoever designed this really loved this car. You can tell. There's no bad juju in here. It's the type of car that you get in and you're like, yeah, it's gonna be a good day. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Thank you.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Are we doing this? Fuck it, we'll do it. Dude, that was funny.